Virginia, Delaware, and the rest of Maryland. At the same time, the committee's going to get together and try and figure out, okay, where do we make our stand? Smith is going to look at the map. Again, military veteran, he says, well, if I were the British, I wouldn't come up overland from Washington, D.C. Right? It's over 40 miles. We're away from the support and the heavy guns of the British fleet. Plus, that means we have to march those 40 miles when we could just hop a ride on the British fleet. So if I were the British Army, I'd hop a ride, and then I'd come up the North Point Peninsula where both flanks would be secured by rivers. And I would only have to worry about what's in front of me. So Smith and the city know we've only got time to concentrate on defense on one side of the city. Obviously the north side is out. The south side has Fort McHenry, so it's east or west. Smith is going to roll the dice and say the east side of Baltimore is where we make our stand. Put all our eggs into one basket. So the committee, on the 27th of August, 1814, 3 days after Washington is attacked and burned, says that the commanding officer has requested the aid of the citizens in the erection of works for the defense of the city. And the Committee of Vigilance and Safety, having full confidence in the patriotism of their fellow citizens, have agreed on the following organization for the purpose of complying with the request made against bureaucratic speak, basically saying, we agree with Smith, and we believe that all of you Baltimoreans are going to agree with us as well, so here's what you need to do. Right? You are called to deposit at the courthouse in the 3rd Ward all wheelbarrows, pickaxes, spares, and shovels that you can procure. It then goes on to divide the city into several precincts that are numbered, and it says basically, okay, you guys in the 6th precinct, you're going to all assemble at this spot on this day and go out and dig. All of you guys in the other precinct, well, the next day after that, you're going to go to this spot, rendezvous, and come out here and dig. So, in the 2 weeks after the Battle of Washington and the burning of the National Capitol, if you were here, you'd see citizens of all different backgrounds digging. Even the newspapers were writing about that a mile of entrenchments was raised as if by magic, behind which you will see all manner of persons. And it goes on, I don't remember the exact quote, I'm paraphrasing, but it says you'll see white and blacks. You'll see wealthy individuals working side by side with their employees. Everybody is out here digging. There are no exemptions. You have free blacks digging side by side with slaves and their masters. The committee is going to call upon slave owners and say, hey, you got to pony up. We need additional help. At the same time, Baltimore's got the largest population of the fresh off the boat from France or Ireland who are digging side by side with native-born Protestants. So it's one of those rare moments in American history in the early 19th century where you see people side by side who normally, like, I walk down one side of the street, you walk down this side of the street, and then we don't see one another. But if we don't work together, we're all equally screwed here. So everybody is digging in. And then as the militia begin to arrive, they get into it as well. It's a relatively low trench, but it's anchored by these massive fortifications. The largest one was called Rogers Bastion, after Commodore John Rogers, the famous naval hero of the early 1812. This is the location of Rogers Bastion. Are these the remains of the Glacis? We don't know. Probably not. After all, this place was heavily manicured as a park in the late 19th century. But we do know that this was the general location of Rogers Bastion. This is the highest point of Hampstead Hill. To the right, it slopes down to the water. To the left, it gently slopes down towards Route 1. So they're bringing up cannons from the state militia, the city militia, guns that have been set aside for the use of the frigate Java, which have been built in Baltimore, and everybody's getting ready. They have masons that come out and start building brick ovens behind the lines of the entrenchments. They work out contracts with the bakers in the city to come out and use those ovens to start churning out loaves of bread for the city's defense. The generals like Thomas Foreman will write that before the battle and then immediately after the battle, every time you turn around, you see women and children in the entrenchments, constantly coming out, bringing fresh supplies, food, bandages, coffee, you name it.